Take a deep breath, and now comes the time to feel back into your oneness. Even though we talk about the Trinity, the human, the Merlin, the I am, it is really truly all one. I invite you, I even challenge you right now, just to take off those blinders that have kept you from really being aware of your oneness. To let down the guard, to dissolve the facade, to stop playing the old game. An interesting thing about oneness. Only you the human, can break through that illusion. Your soul couldn't do it, wouldn't want to do it. Even the master, the Merlin, doesn't want to do it. It's all up to you. It's all up to you to really take down those barricades, those blinders, those walls that you have put up. You might ask yourself, why haven't you done it sooner? You tried in many different ways, but you were trying to pray out to a God that isn't even you. You're trying to go back to a oneness that it was everyone, it wasn't just you. Now you can release all that. If you're ready to let go of the game, if you're ready to let go, you can release all that and come back to your own oneness. Don't work at it, just make that choice and allow it. When you do, then that brings in the awareness of the I am, of the Merlin, of you in oneness, no longer with any separation, not even three different facets. Take a deep breath into your oneness. Truly no separation unless you choose that there is. Nothing was ever broken. Separation is an illusion, kind of a game. Allow the walls to come down. Allow yourself to now integrate into that oneness. You were never truly alone. You were never separate. You were simply having an experience. And what an experience it's been, the feeling that you're separate. Feeling that you're somehow much less than. Now comes the time to come back to the oneness that you are. Oneness. Just feel that for a moment, the I am, I exist oneness. Just take a good deep breath, your oneness. Totally sovereign. Totally sovereign. Another way to look at it is you're self-contained. There's nothing, including energy, that you need outside of oneness, your oneness. Every aspect, every facet of yourself, every past life, every personality trait in this lifetime is part of that oneness. They've been begging to come home. They've been begging you to come back into the sovereign oneness that you are. It's really about really letting every part and piece, every aspect and every facet know that it's time now. No more dallying around. No more hanging out in the periphery of the I am. No more taunting you, mocking you, as some of the aspects do. You've got so many parts of yourself, of the oneness, that simply want to come back. They want to go on this ride with you. You can't do it if they're all dissociated, disconnected. Simply feel into the oneness. That's all you have to do, is just feel into the I am oneness of yourself. And when you do, it takes all those parts and pieces, even if you think they're broken, wounded, hurt, traumatized, it brings back the masculine and the feminine. It brings back the good and the bad, the light and the dark. And it puts you kind of in, I see it as such a kind of a huge orb, multi-faceted orb. It brings everything back to that orb, a glowing, shimmering shape that you are, with millions and millions of facets, different edges to it. When you back way far away to observe, it's like it's just one huge shimmering ball of light. When you get up really close, it's millions of perfect facets. Millions and millions of edges, you could say, facets on this orb, everyone perfect. You know, there are some of these facets, there's almost like fragments of kind of like crystals, glass, that were floating around outside of this orb, tentative, not sure they wanted to come into it, come back home, like space debris, like stuff, the rings of Saturn, stuff just in orbit around it. But when we take a deep breath here and allow, well, I'll stop talking and just let you have that experience. When you take a deep breath, let yourself feel what happens with all that debris that was floating around outside of the orb. Take a good deep breath. Just all about allowing. Remember, the mind can't put all these pieces together. The human self is not responsible for enlightenment. It's just about allowing. you sense into this beautiful orb, the oneness of you, your sovereignty. It's like calling all the parts and pieces back home. This is transhumanism, what I call transhumanism. This is the coming back to self. This is the metamorphosis from all the parts and pieces that were laying all over the cosmos, that were laying all over time and space. Fragments of yourself. And the real transhumanism is allowing these all to come back together. Remember, you can't mentally put them back. You can simply allow. You've had a lot of struggles with what you call aspects or parts of yourself. They're the reason for a lot of doubts. They're the reason for a lot of dreams being diminished, held back. Now we just take a deep breath into the oneness, the sovereignty of you.